All right, we got gold leaf, we got a tape, we got a panel, we got brushes, and gold leaf adhesive. Stay tuned and watch the magic. All right, so this is straightforward. So this panel is a drip panel. We purchased from Drip, or we sell their product, and we have base coat on it. Now, you don't have to necessarily have base coat. I have another panel here I wanted to show you guys. I have my stage assistant. Pass me a panel. I'm going to show you the panel here. So this is a panel we painted a couple weeks ago, me and Javi. This is clear coated. So let's say if you wanted to apply gold leaf onto a panel like this, you should actually sand the panel with like a 600, 800, and then back tape it. Now, let's say you're doing a car and the customer doesn't want you, the customer's not going to re-clear the whole car or the project. Then you would actually throw out your tape design and then scuff the area where the glue is going to go. Then put the glue down or the adhesive or the sizing. And I'm going to tell you exactly what, all that means. And then you do the gold leaf, and then you can brush clear on top. But in this project, in this example, I'm going to show you, because usually when I do gold leaf, I put gold leaf under my clear. So we're going to do it on this panel. We're going to show you here. So it's pretty straightforward. You have a couple of things you need. You need, obviously, brushes. I'm going to show you a couple of different brushes. So this is a MAC 00. This is a broad liner. This is almost like a really fancy big brush. And then when you look at it, when you brush it down, look how wide it opens up. And that's for anything that you're going to do a big wide brush. Here's your traditional sword. This is a 0 sword. So by the time I wet this with anything like the adhesive, it's going to give me a nice fine line. But today we're going to end up using this bad boy. This is a number 4 quill. So the quill, when you come down, it opens up on me. And look, it's going to give me enough clearance to put glue on. So there's a couple of things you need. Obviously, you need gold leaf. So in this case, tropical glitz leaf, we're using our variegated leaf. It's a really nice design. It's like a sunburst copper. You can see there. We're going to be using sizing. So sizing is it's the term used. It's an adhesive. It's a special adhesive for gold leaf or silver leaf or whatever, but it's a special adhesive for leaf. So we use the word gold leaf. Remember, this is not real gold. Real gold wouldn't come this big in size. It actually comes a lot smaller. This is a composite of different minerals, aluminum, brass, things like that, that gives you that illusion, and then it's acid washed. But it's still referred to gold leaf. And then we have fine line tape. This is a fine line tape we offer. This is a keystone tape, and what we're going to actually do is just lay out a design on our panel. So this is base coat, so we really don't have to do anything else. We don't have to sand this. We're going to have a nice adhesion to it. So what I'm going to do is just a simple, very simple design, just to trim this out for you guys. Let's open up the razor blade. So a lot of people get scared with, I don't know if scared is the right word, but they worry about applying gold leaf to the project. It's actually, I think it's one of the easiest things to do. It doesn't really take a lot of effort to do it. I think it's just mostly a lot of taking your time and prepping and waiting for the glue to properly dry. That's a big. So you want to make sure your tape is pushed nicely and firm, because if you have any of this sizing go under the tape, it's just going to look crappy, and you're not going to get a good result. And then the better you get at this and you feel more comfortable. If you're a pinstriper, a lot of pinstripers will do their design in a one shot, or they'll actually get the sizing like I have here and tint it, because what happens is when you brush on, you're going to see when I brush on this sizing, you're not really going to be able to see it very much. It's very transparent or translucent, whatever you want to call it. So the vinyl tape, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I'm going to end up trimming it with a razor blade. You don't want to pull the tape. You don't want to stretch or pull it too much, because then it's going to end up coming back to itself. And it's going to mess up your project. But just an eyeball. Make sure it looks even. Because this is gonna end. This is a demonstration for everyone to kind of see how to do this. If you want it really perfect, you want to have your spacing really perfect, what you can do is there's different tapes that we offer on our website that comes in different widths, and then what you would do is put your vinyl tape down first. Then put depending on what thickness you want, you put another piece of tape next to it, and then your next vinyl, and all you're doing is using that tape as a spacer. So in this case, since this is just something real quick, I'm just gonna kind of go by eye and space it, make sure it's good enough, and go from there. Because the whole purpose of this video today is to show you guys how to apply gold leaf. So if you notice, I'm not really scribing the vinyl. I'm actually just putting where I want it and pulling it up and having the vinyl lift up and cutting it. It's one of the easiest ways. You don't want to dig into your paint job. You don't want to dig into the base coat. All right, so it's this pretty straightforward design. We're going to end up applying, let me move this here a little bit. We're going to end up applying the sizing or the adhesive in here. And I'm going to take you through this one now. I'm going to double check, make sure everything looks good. If I have to move a piece of tape over, just to make sure my edges look good, or if I missed a spot. Cool. Even though we're going to end up just doing this as a demo, but I still want to have this as nice as possible to show you guys. Don't rush this part. If you see something that you don't like, fix it now, because once you put the gold leaf on, it's going to look even worse. Now, if you're going to end up outlining this with pinstriping, that's fine. That'll clean up your edge. But the whole purpose of this video is to show you how to apply gold leaf and have a very nice, crispy, clean line. So here's our sizing. For this one, we're going to use all right, so this is just a layup. For this one, we're going to use the number 4 quill. They come in different sizes, so when you buy your brushes, you know, the bigger the number, The larger the number, the bigger the brush head and the more hair it has. So this is pretty straightforward. So here is the sizing. This is pretty much ready to go. You don't have to do anything to it. We're going to use this. You can use an old magazine, whatever. I'm just going to use this scrap piece of paper just for a palette so I can put the sizing down. And you don't really need a lot. A little goes a long way. You don't want to apply this really thick. Treat this like a contact cement, because if you start really putting too much of this, it's just going to make a mess everywhere. And then the sizing will never dry. So here I'm just paletting my brush. It's paletted already, and then all I'm going to do is brush it on. So I started over here in this corner, and I'm constantly trying to pull the sizing away. So I'm going to show it to the camera, see if you guys can see it. Look how translucent it is. It's hard to catch. So if this is something you struggle to see, I'm basing this off the reflection of what I'm seeing. If you have issues with seeing this, you can always tint your sizing with a little bit of black base coat or a pearl or whatever, just to kind of let you know where the sizing is and where it's not, because you don't want to miss anything. So here I'm going to continue to go with this and push into my edges really good. You don't want to also drench this, because that's going to cause a problem. Take your time. You know, this has a pretty decent amount of working time. It's okay if you go over the tape. So I'm kind of lucky. I'm in a studio. You know, I'm recording this for you guys, but I can see through the reflection because I have a nice lamp there that lets me see the reflection and take my glasses off, because usually when I do these, I don't wear my glasses. They kind of hinder me a little bit. Long strokes is what I want to do. Perfect. And come back here. Look how that little drop, look how much it got me. So you really don't need a lot. It's an oil base glue, an oil base sizing. So biggest thing is you want to make sure you get it in the corners really good. And again, you don't want to blob this stuff on. You want to push it around as much as you can, because if you put too much of this stuff, it's not going to dry. And when you put your glue down too thick, and then you start trying to put your gold leaf, it's going to end up staying soft. Like it might skim over on top, but then the bottom of the project underneath is still wet. So if you see how I do this, I'm pushing down, and I want to make sure I get a lot of sizing on my edges, because you don't want to come and get sizing, and then when you put on your gold leaf, you notice that you miss some edges, and then you have a really not crispy line, and you have to depend on pinstriping. If you're not a pinstriper, it's not going to look good. This is the time for you to kind of look around, make sure all the edges. You want some of this. You want the sizing to go overlap on your tape too. Make sure we have it. All right. So now this is the part I tell everybody to wait. You have to wait anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. And we're going to let this start drying up, and then we're going to come back and test it with the back of our finger. And you're going to see when the glue is ready for gold leaf how it's going to sound. It can't be tacky. It gets to a point that, like right now I'm touching the tape. That's another thing too. If you want to have a little area, you can put a little bit more. And I'm touching the tape, and it gets to a point where you don't even feel the glue. The glue feels like it's already dry, and when you run your finger, it's going to have a particular sound to it, and that's when you're ready for the gold leaf. So now just wait 30 minutes. And remember, this temperature depends on where you're at. If you're outside in a shop and it's like 90-something degrees, it's going to be a lot quicker. But if you're obviously in indoors or air conditioning or it's cooler weather, it's going to take longer. So you pretty much have to kind of, it's a little bit of common sense depending on where you live, and the ambient temperature is depending how long it's going to take to dry. All right. So while we wait for the sizing to dry, I'm going to explain to you guys a couple different options. So gold leaf comes in a lot of different options. So in the video you saw that I was already talking to you guys about, we were using a book. So this is all our tropical glitz leaf. They're books of 25. So there's 25 sheets in here. These come, I'm going to grab this to show you guys loose. You see? There's nothing in the back. It's just the gold leaf by itself. Now I'm going to put this back down. So when you see me blow on this, it's to actually take all the wrinkles out. So this is just loose leaf in a book. We also have this same leaf but patterned. So imagine this piece of paper being a piece of wax paper of some sort, and then this gold leaf is on it. So when you're doing a project and you're have a design, you're not gonna have all that extra mess of leaf. When you put the design down where the sizing is and you peel the leaf up, that leaf of where it's on the wax paper that comes into contact with the sizing, that'll stay down, and you'll still have the rest still on your wax paper. So that's another type of leaf that we offer. If you're doing something that's a big roll or a big long strip, we have gold leaf in rolls. So these are really neat. So I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna open this one up real quick, show you. So this, come here, boom. You see, it's gold leaf already in a roll and strip. So this is not patent. It's on here with pressure and static and what keeps it on. But when you're doing a long project, this is gonna save you tons of headaches and issues. And then you can get this in different widths, and it's available in gold, copper, and silver. Let me break this up. Now it's garbage there. So it does not come in patent, but it comes in everything you want, and it comes in different widths. So it's gonna make your life a lot easier when you have, let me rephrase it, when you have a project that it's a long strip of the side of a car or an art panel or whatever the case. So we have variegated, we have our rolls, we have the sizing. The rolls are going to come packed, and they come in different sizes. They can come half an inch, quarter of inch. We have like 3 or 4 sizes. And then this is something else that's real important. If you want to actually put a spin in your leaf. So this is the drill attachment option. You can also grab it with your hand, and that's to do, here, give me a second. I'm sorry, I'm going to show you. That is also to put spins on it. So I don't know can you see that very good in the camera? See all this? This was a silver leaf that was applied. And then you come back, and with this tool, you come back on your drill and a little bit of light pressure, and that's how you put those nice spins on the leaf to give it a polish. And that's what it ends up doing. It gives it a nice polish, and it gives you that real nice look. So here's a great example of silver leaf that's machine polished, machine turned, and then variegated leaf in the center of this project. And this is exactly what you're looking for. So, and none of these two leaf have any pinstriping outline. So as long as it's real nice and clean, like I showed you earlier on, you're gonna have a nice crisp line around your project. They're just using the base coat underneath as a pinstripe design, but it's not pinstriped. And that's kind of what I wanted to teach you guys, how to properly apply gold leaf. So our gold leaf comes in a lot of different options. Let's put this here. And I'm going to show you a little chart here. This is what we have available. I don't know if this is going to come out good on the camera, but we'll show it to you later. We have all these different options of variegated leaf available. And the variegated leaf also is available in patent. There's a couple colors that are available in patent. These are the things we have available on our website. Let's get back to the project. All right, so I'm gonna show you how this sounds. Like I'm touching the edge. It's a little sticky, but I want you to hear this. Hold on. That's pretty loud, right? That's exactly the sound you want to hear to let you know that this is ready. Now, I can touch it and it's a little tacky, but this is really what you want. And now there's times that you can touch it and it won't be tacky. Let me fix this. There's times you're gonna touch it and it's not tacky, but you're gonna get that same effect. So here, what we're gonna do is gold leaf. So we have gold leaf. It comes in a couple of different options. This is patent. This is variegated gold leaf. And it comes like this. This is how leaf comes loose. And it doesn't take a lot. So here, I'm gonna grab this and put it down. A nice So here I'm just using my finger, but I can come back with a nice soft piece of fabric to polish it down. Look what I'm doing. I'm tearing this off. I'm coming and putting this here. So if you want to run a continuous pattern, then you want to make sure you can grab this and put this on wax paper, or just so you have a nice uniform pattern of the design. In this case, we're just demonstrating how to apply gold leaf, so I'm not really very picky on the way it's getting laid down right now. So the good thing with gold leaf is if you have some spots, you can always come back and add gold leaf to different sections of the project, and it's always going to continue to stick. So see how easy that is? But right now I'm just gonna apply the leaf everywhere and then come back and polish it. You know, there's those blue shop towels are good. You can use a cotton swab. But this is very, 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 very easy to apply. I think some people, and it happens, you might overthink it. And, you know, when you don't know something, you overthink it and kind of like convince yourself not to do this. All right, so we got that here. So when we start cleaning this up, if you have a vacuum, it's going to be your best friend, because this stuff is going to get everywhere. And if you're in a shop that's windy, it's not going to help you, because the wind is going to push this around everywhere. You want to make sure you do this in a controlled area or a space in your shop that's not very windy, or in your studio. So I'm patting this down, and what I'm going to end up doing is coming back here, making sure I'm not missing any spots. And I'm just going to get this leaf, start polishing this. Yeah, just with my finger, nothing big. So, if you notice already, most of my leaf is already applied. So, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to start peeling this up. Got a little spot there. Now I'll come with a razor blade and let's peel up the inside one. Notice how I'm pushing this with the back of my razor blade, not with the razor blade itself. If you have the proper tools, I don't have the tools like with me right here. You can use a pick or whatever, but this is the biggest thing I want to show you here. Boom. Pull this off. I'm not going to blow this because I'm going to have gold leaf everywhere. There is your gold leaf. Really simple. That's exactly how you apply gold leaf. Now, if I wanted to spray clear on this, I would let this sit anywhere from, let's say, an hour to 2 hours. And if you need to let it sit longer, let it sit longer. And when you apply clear, you don't want to pound on the first coat. You want to be a little a little conservative, because if you spray on the clear too thick, too fast, what's going to end up doing, it's going to end up, the solvents inside the clear is going to come back, and it's going to end up eating up the glue and ruining your project. All the leaf underneath is going to actually, the glue's going to underneath is going to start seeping out, and then your leaf is just going to look really terrible. So what you want to do is just let this sit for a couple hours, and when you start putting clear on it, if you want to do it the safe way, 24 hours. Don't let it sit longer than that. Remember, this is a base coat, so we're still good on time. But if you want to put clear on this, you can let it sit for a few hours and then lightly apply your base coat, your clear coat on top. The first couple coats a little light, and then go from there. If you're doing anything like you're going to anodize the leaf, obviously don't peel the tape up as quick as I did. And then once you apply the leaf, then you come back, you spray some adhesion promoter, and then from there you can start doing your candy on top if you want to anodize it for an anodized look. And if you want to brush clear on, then you leave this exactly where it was at with the tape, and then you let it sit for a little bit, and then you can brush the clear on top of it. But this is how you apply leaf. These are the steps. This is all the products that we offer here at Tropical Glitz. And then a big thing is, once you're done with this and you're going to clean up the sizing or the adhesive, the gold leaf adhesive, then you want to clean this up with a little bit of, in this case, we're going to clean it up with a little lacquer thinner, and then we're going to drench it with some transmission fluid or in any type of oil. It'll be good. And just leave that soaking in oil so it keeps the brushes from drying out. So guys, if you like this video, do me a favor, like, subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff, and let us know in the comments below if this was something that helped you guys out, if it was educational enough to teach you guys. But gold leaf is a very, very simple process. You just have to give it some patience and time, and don't rush it. Less is more, especially with the glue. So to the next episode, see you guys.